Hey guys, welcome back to Foundation Friday. I'm Tashina from Logical Harmony. I put out videos here on YouTube 3 days a week. All the brands that I use are cruelty-free and all the products are vegan. For today's Foundation Friday, I'm going to be using the Cream Cover Foundation from Cover FX. This is a nice compact cream foundation. It says that it's an antioxidant-rich cream formula and concealer in one that provides radiant full coverage. It comes in 40 shades, it's 32% pigment, it has vitamin E, vitamin C, and it is also SPF 30, so that is pretty cool. It's definitely meant for normal and dry skin types. They don't advise using it for oily skin types. I personally have combination dry skin. It's definitely more on the dry side right now, so this seemed like the perfect time to give this foundation a try for a Foundation Friday. In these videos, what I do is I apply the foundation on half my face with the Beauty Blender, the other half with a makeup brush, see which applies better, finish my makeup, and then I do check-ins throughout the day. That way you guys can see how the foundation looks when it's first applied and how it wears on me throughout the day without any touch-ups. So if you're interested in this foundation from Cover FX, just keep watching. I'm going to start with the Calming Primer from Cover FX. This is a really nice primer. I'm using up this older sample size one that I had because I wanted to use it before it went bad, but it is so good. I'm definitely going to buy a new one. Oh my gosh, is this empty? This might be about officially done after this use. I'll probably cut it open, scrape out a little bit more, but I should buy some. I saw they just came out with a blurring primer too. I really want to try that one. Okay, and for foundation today, I'm going to be using their cream foundation. I have the shades G50 and G30. This one's G50. It's probably what I'll use today. And then G30 is a little bit lighter. And just like with every Foundation Friday, I'm going to blend out half with the Beauty Blender and half with the Beauty and the Base brush from MOTD. What I do love about these cream foundations, so it comes in the compact, you have a mirror in it, you flip it up and you have a little application sponge. I think these are really good for touch-ups throughout the day if you need them, or quick little spot fixes. Okay, so that is the side with the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the rest of my face with the Beauty Blender. And I'm just gonna do it the same way, dip the Beauty Blender into the compact and then apply that to my face. And this is a really easy foundation to apply. I love that it is the cream formula. It makes it really good for travel for that reason. It's just really, really nice. It's perfect for touch-ups throughout the day too. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at this close up and see which side I think looks a little bit better and how they applied on each. The main difference that I'm seeing is that the product is settling into my pores a little more on the side where I used the Beauty Blender compared to the brush. I can see it settling in to my smile line right on here, more so than it is on this side. I think the coverage is about the same on both sides. I don't see a big difference there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish buffing out my face using the Beauty and the Base brush from MOTD. So that way it has a nice even finish. Okay, that did the trick. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to concealer, and I'm going to be using the Cover FX Creams Concealer. And I have this in the shade G Light. I probably should be using medium, but I just don't have that right now. So I'm gonna apply this with the Conceal Your Secret brush from MOTD and just dot that on underneath my eyes. And with this concealer, you really just need the tiniest bit. It's really nice, but it's also very brightening. So I think I'm gonna use this for a little bit of highlighting today too. And then I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit more with the Beauty Blender. For contour and highlight today, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Cream Contour Kit. This is one of my favorite contour kits. You guys see me use this so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into this shimmery highlight shade. I'm gonna start with N medium, neutral medium, and just see how that works. So at least as far as the shimmery highlight goes, this is a good match. I think I'm actually going to go into G light medium and finish my highlight there. And I know I've said this before in videos, but one thing I really love about this contour kit is that you can really use it to help shade adjust your foundation. So if you're a little bit lighter or a little bit darker than your current foundation, this product is so great to help kind of balance that out at the same time while you're contouring and highlighting. I'm just gonna buff that out with the Beauty Blender. And I'm going to use the same concealer brush and apply the contour shades. And I'm also going to use the Beauty Blender to buff that out as well. To set my face, I'm going to be using the Perfect Setting Powder from Cover FX. This is one of their brand new setting powders. I have loved their illuminating setting powder for a really long time. It's definitely good for baking. It's good for so many things, and just, lightly setting your face. It's good for touch-ups throughout the day too. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with that same powder but in translucent deep and use that to bronze today. I do really, really love this packaging and how convenient this is, because you open it and it's not a powdery mess everywhere, and I think it's about time a brand did that. For blush today, I'm going to be using the Lily Lolo Coralista Cheek Duo. I'm just gonna grab this blush from here. And for highlight, I'm going to be using one of my favorites. This is the White Gold Illuminator from Root. I already know I'm gonna use that on my inner corners of my eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back for a check-in just to let you guys know how everything is looking over the foundation after it's had a few minutes to set. Okay, I just finished up the rest of my makeup. It's been 10 minutes, so not a lot of time, but enough to kind of see how things are going to lay initially. So I'm just gonna check a little bit close up and let you guys know how it's looking just right off the bat. It's looking really good. It's not settling in anywhere. It's looking very even. It's very glowy. And I know I did use a fair amount of highlight today, but even places where I didn't highlight are very, very glowy. And I'm not sure, it might be because the lights are really hot, so maybe it's not fully setting. It feels like it's set though. But I might add actually a little bit extra of the setting powder on a couple areas of my face, because I feel like there are a couple areas where just doesn't feel fully set yet. I do think that this looks really, really nice. Just looks very smooth, very, very even, really nice. It looks good on camera too. So I will be back for a check-in in a few hours to let you guys see how it's wearing throughout the day. Okay, it's now been 4.5 hours since I first applied the foundation, and it was good timing with my day to do a check-in. So I feel like at this point in the day, you kind of know how things are going so far. You can tell if it's gonna oxidize or has oxidized, if it's getting cakey or flaky or whatever's going on. In the mirror and in the monitor, it still looks really nice. My skin is really dewy still though. It's currently 90 degrees here though. I think that has more to do with the dewiness going on than the foundation. The foundation is though made for normal to dry skin, so it's definitely more moisturizing. So that combined with the heat, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and look at it closer up in my mirror to see if I notice any issues going on. It's still looking really nice. It's not really settling in anywhere. It's settling a tiny bit here, like right here on both my cheeks. I think those are the oiliest parts of my cheeks, but it's even not bad there. Like you don't really see the pores. It just looks, I don't know, it looks a little bit different. Overall though, it's wearing really nice. It's not looking cakey. It's not feeling heavy. It's not feeling sticky. I think it still just looks really good. I don't usually do this, but I think I am going to add an extra little bit of powder just because it is so hot today. Looking at this forehead glow, which I like never have, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more powder at this point. And now you guys can see how well this mattifies too, so.
Win-win.
Now that I've added just a tiny bit more powder, it's definitely helped to mattify, and I just think this foundation still looks nice. And if you guys wanna see how this foundation continues to wear, then stick around for that. It's now been 10.5 hours since I first applied the foundation. From a distance, I think it still looks good. I do wanna look closer up and see what it looks like. I can already see the coverage has faded, but it has been, 10.5 hours. And the only touch up I've done was in the last check-in where I put on just a little bit more of the translucent setting powder because I was getting a little too shiny in the wrong places. So it still looks really nice. The coverage has faded. You can see my, skin stuff coming through in a lot of places, but it's faded very evenly and very naturally. It didn't fade at all patchy. There's no like weird lines. It doesn't look bad, even though the coverage has faded. It has settled in a little bit, like on my forehead and again here on my cheeks, just the spots where I tend to be a little more like oily. I don't even think I should say I get oily, but the spots on my face that tend to be what for it is a little bit oilier. I do feel like it is still very, very glowy, and it feels a little bit heavy, but not too bad. We did spend a lot of time today out in the sun too. It was like 90 degrees here. We spent a few hours in the sun, so I think that's part of it, but really, I can't complain at all. I think this foundation wears really well throughout the day. It applies very nicely, and I do like how easy and portable the packaging is. I think that makes it a really good foundation to try, especially if you have dry skin. So if you guys have used this foundation, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in my next video.